All right, welcome to the Daily Dose of Dustin Diggs. I am here with Young, Rook, and C. Mills, straight from Quincy. From Quincy. They drove about an hour and a half to get here, right? Is that an hour and a half drive?
Yeah, an hour and a half, 2 hours, so.
Give or take. And he just built his own studio, which is taken off by storm. They just dropped this new song, which we're going to play here exclusively. I can't even talk on the podcast here. So just kind of tell us how you guys got started.
Mills, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, well, first we linked, we both were kind of, just doing our own thing. We really started to elaborate. I started following him. I'm pretty sure he reached out to me first. I might have reached out to you first.
We followed each other for like a year.
We can check the phone
on social media.
Yeah.
No, but it was quite the experience. I mean, the timing of it was. It was right timing. It was.
Right.
And, he drove all the way from Quincy, all the way to Bowling Green, Missouri, where I'm living. And, he showed me this verse called Just Like You. And a couple others, he basically had a whole EP, just, bro, I just wrote this, like, tell me what you think. I'm like, let's get it. We started playing, through the speaker. At the time, I lived in not the best house, and
we was in Bowling Green at the time.
Yeah, all I had was a speaker basically in my living room, so it took off from there. We sparked, and it did its thing.
I've had friends like that in my life. That's you just meet them, and right off the get go, it's like we've been friends for it seems like we've been friends for a long time,
right.
And it's like a kind of a brotherhood kind of deal.
The greatest thing is like the Just Like You song that we put out. We're so much alike, you know what I mean? It's nuts, down to the simplest little twerks and whatnot. But making that song kind of really solidified things, and I think that was the second time we met up.
Yeah,
we made 2 tracks the first time, 2 the second time. Then we just held on to those and kind of drip fed them, and Just Like You. I mean, it's just a different song.
It really is.
And I just lost my mom to cancer, and
Oh shit!
I took a break from music for like 5 years, and I'd still write and still do stuff, but it wasn't until I kind of lost her, a bunch of other stuff transpired and went bad, and I just turned to music and really wanted to push, because for her, she always inspired me. She wrote poetry, told me to do it. So when I met up with him, I mean, even the people he was around, they were kind of like the saving grace for me. You know what I mean?
Right. So you were doing music, then you stopped for 5 years, and then when did you start doing music?
Well, I've been doing music for a while, but I never not wanted to, but I never got it going.
You know how it is, like You're in the bedroom, you're in the, you start in the basement or,
right.
whatever. And that's kind of like the foreground. But it's rare that anyone ever takes it outside of that, treats it like a business, and tries to scale it, on like a big scale. And when we linked up, that's just what happened. Right. All the momentum was there. Like the universe just got out of our way. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, let's play. Do you want to play Betrayed first for the audience here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And this was just dropped a week ago here, so.
And AD did this video. He did an amazing job on it. We were able to get the whole team and everything in it.
I love that shot.
Yeah, it's cool.
I feel betrayed, I don't want nobody near me. Ain't no way I can ever let you near me. Find a way, make a way, don't fear me. Let it hurt, let it bleed, let it kill me. I feel betrayed, I don't want nobody near me. Ain't no way I can ever let you near me. Find a way, make a way, don't fear me. Let it hurt, let it bleed, let it kill me. I'm the guy with the drive, no stereo. Crash like damage do. Tell me what the damage do. I'm a human, don't treat me like an animal. Light a match next to me, I'm flammable. Now, girl, I don't care what you
The
think.
dirt bike vest that I'm wearing, I actually lost that friend. We used to race together, and he gave that to me. So I was trying to, like, you know, pay homage at the same time.
Go shirtless. What you can't have, always seem the most urgent. Like she need all Gucci and Louis purses. I'm like, nah, girl, you splurging. Rather spend a night on some Hermes. Cop a watch, put a lens on a bird's nest. Been through a lot and I ain't stopped yet. Been dope like a knot in the Pyrex. I feel betrayed, I don't want nobody near me. Ain't no way I can ever let you near me. Find a way, make a way, don't fear me. Let it hurt, let it bleed.
And this was like the first actual video for either one of us. We'd always toured around before,
Find a
but
way, make a way, don't fear me. Let it hurt, let it bleed, let it kill me.
Can't sleep, this when my demons are revealing. But I'm so tapped in, just can't seem to stop the bleeding. Yeah, I feel betrayed, but see it prints when people lead it. This don't make no sense, everything we do for them to see it. This why I cannot drop the pen, it's for the ones who need it. I'm at war until the end, hardcore not anemic. Put that mic back in my hand, the only thing that keeps a beating. All I needed was a sign no limit, just like I'm speeding. Hey, do not come my way, it could be dangerous. Yeah, had to find a way, but the easy way was strange to us. Yeah, had to make a way, the way that takes away the pain. Now they got me saying that's the reason why they blaming us. Gotta feel me when I'm down, it's when the only way is up. They believe when I'm around, that's why I'm never gonna run. Way too far to throw this out, that's why I jump around the crowd, make it jump in the pot, I gotta mix it up.
I feel betrayed, I don't want nobody near me. Ain't no way I can ever let you near me. Find a way, make a way, don't fear me. Let it hurt, let it bleed, let it kill me. I feel betrayed, I don't want nobody near me. Ain't no way I can ever let you near me. Find a way, make a way, don't fear me. Let it hurt, let it bleed, let it kill me.
It hits.
and then that's like a sticker from my mom, like I got on the back of my car, you know.
Okay.
Call my plug, nigga, he the shooter. Call my shooter, nigga, he the plug.
And so you were saying there's a kid in there. There's a tribute to. You said.
Yeah, the chest protector I was wearing, I used to race motocross, and I almost died. I got 21 staple scar on my stomach. I ruptured my spleen and shattered it, and I had to take it out. And I don't know, you got like those close to death pivotal points in life, and right before that happened to me, I ended up losing my buddy. He was in a car accident, and we used to race together. And his dad kind of took me under, you know, their umbrella at the time. And I know it was hard on his dad, but his name was Dayton Otto. Mm-hmm. And when I first moved back to Quincy, because I was living in Springfield, I moved back in the middle of my race season, and I didn't have a bike. I didn't have any equipment or nothing. So him and his dad actually gave us like all the equipment, sold us a bike and everything. But then, yeah, like lost him to a car accident a couple months later.
Wow. And so was your accident during a race, or were you just kind of practicing?
I was practicing up in Astoria, and the jumps are shit, and it was muddy out. Bike landed on my stomach, done for.
Do you still race now, or?
No, I mean, I played around on bikes and stuff, you know, since then. Definitely, I love bikes. It's a passion for sure, but just with taking this serious, it's a liability, you know.
Right. Well, I watch all those videos where people are like doing all these crazy like jumps, freestyle jumps off bridges and with parachutes and things, and do all this crazy stuff. I can see the adrenaline in it, trying to get that like high of like doing some kind of crazy kind of stunts. But then, I guess one day one of those things are going to catch up with you.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And I think that's with anything that we love, man. Like the favorite phrase I had like back in the day was like, when you say one more time, never do it. Like that was the time that like I wrecked. I was like, I'm gonna do it one more time. We're about to leave.
I agree with that.
Then the wreck happened.
Yeah.
It's just
Shit.
bad news.
Yeah. I've been in like an accident before. I always play back like, if I would have just took this turn 2 seconds later or something, or I would have just did this, or you know, didn't forget my car keys that day. You know, I always play it back in my head with stuff like that. So the big thing that's happened with you in your life is the studio. See if we can find some photos here. Is there photos on your Facebook or Instagram or anything?
You'd have to go all the way back up.
All the way back up. Okay.
Yeah, go to Gage's photos or albums.
Oh, albums. Okay.
Mobile uploads, maybe. All right, yeah, we're in there. Should be down. Back up, I guess.
Some good eats there, though.
Yeah. Try I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that might work. Scroll down there. Okay, we're in it now, I think. No, of course not.
Yeah. Well,
Of course not.
Because we're live. That's the only reason why we can't.
What about the can you go to the Young Rook page?
Okay.
It almost absolutely has to be on there. Yeah. Oh, just got a like.
You just got a like right there, folks. And everybody watching, you should do the same thing.
Thank y'all.
So,
Oh yeah, we're getting close.
getting close, folks. I know the anticipation's out
There it is. Down. Yep, right there.
Oh, okay. Let's check out the studio here. Wow, man.
Yeah, so we did like the cloud ceiling. We got another monitor over there for TV for whoever's in the booth. Put plexiglass up so they can see through it, see what's going on.
How did you make the cloud ceiling?
Dude, actually, it's so cheap and simple. Like, if anyone wants to do it, it's LED strips, put random.
Uh-huh.
You go buy that snow fluff, take some spray adhesive, and just pop it over it.
Oh, cool. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, super simple.
Yeah, hey.
It's a vibe.
Something up here. Yeah, definitely a vibe. Yeah. I like the neon sign too with the lightning. So you built this like 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, right? You said 2 months. And then how long did it take you to build the studio?
Week and a half.
Week and a half. And just talk about how that's like, just because I can kind of relate to what this story, because talking about how that changed your life building the studio.
I mean, definitely, like, I just facing the loss of my mom. Keeping your hands busy when you're grieving is probably the best thing you can do, because a lot of good things can come out of grief if you stay busy. But if you're not staying busy, then you occupy yourself in other ways. And I just feel like I saw it. I had a studio in that room that used to be, that's in a garage. That's part of a garage just boxed off. And I boxed it off like 4 years ago and put like a rinky-dink studio in it. And
gotta start somewhere.
years later, though, I mean, the foundation was there. I just took the skeleton, revamped everything. My carpentry skills at that time, it had been 4 years, so they were a lot better. I love woodworking and you know, stuff like that. So I don't know.
And just when you built the studio, now you're recording your own stuff. You're recording.
Yeah. And then the kids get in there too, and they absolutely love messing around. Like Connor, like he makes beats now, and he's 13. And that's actually like when I started music 14 years ago. And
right.
So it's cool to watch the kids grow, have a passion in something outside of video games or, you know, social media, and just get lost in art, because I feel like that's a lot of what life's about.
Isn't it amazing that like kids catch on so much quicker than I feel like I can talk personally, but we did with like when it comes to electronics.
Man, I wish
video games.
Yes, sir.
Chris, you showed him just a little bit.
Yeah, I think I just had maybe a 15-second layout. You know, we had started something new. He was like looking at it. You know, I noticed that, but I was trying to make something, and I'm like, He's like, man, let me try. I'm like, why not? Chair's yours. Come back in about maybe an hour, and it sounds like a movie coming from this man's studio.
Dude just makes EDM beats like nuts.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
What program do you use to produce your music?
Logic Pro for everything, mixing and mastering. I've done all my own production and mixing and mastering my entire life.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have done that, yeah.
Yeah, production and stuff, having your hands in it, I feel is really important as an artist.
Right, and so then you came to him with just a couple verses, and then he was able just to put the beats under that and make it work.
Well-
How that process work?
I believe he already had the beats. He already,
okay.
you know, at first, I think the first time he showed me the verse Just Like You, I'm pretty sure it was a cappella. I'm pretty sure when the beat behind it, like I was able to like lock into the words. And,
I didn't think we had a beat at that time.
Yeah, and the next time we had linked, we recorded Just Like You, and
Yeah.
it was.
Is it? Let's play a little snippet of one on here.
Let's see. Maybe on. Can you pull up Spotify?
I think Spotify might make me have to log in. It's not under SoundCloud.
I don't think so.
Okay, I mean.
Yeah, it's gonna make you log in.
Oh shit. Well, let's play while I log in, let's play a snippet from one of these.
Let's see. Scars.
Definitely.
I mean, that's a good. This is the first song we ever made together.
Okay, this is a perfect place to start.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chain, that's 100 points.
Hey, what up?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. We coolin'. What's up?
Not much. I tried to call you earlier and thought we'd talk about a couple of things.
All right, bro. We're about to talk.
What happens next when you feel you went and lost your way? See, I really been stuck, had to dig deep, had to escape. That's why I write all of this down. Sometimes it's hard to turn the page. Gotta watch my own back, see through the hate and follow fate. But lately I've been feeling like I'm on my own. My brother got another 11, see he ain't coming home. Gotta get back on my feet. City behind me, they notice now, but they don't see the pain that really made this come about. Do this for my family, hope one day that we can make it out. Too many scars up in my heart, it's time that we can chase it now. Demons start to add up, there's no erasing me. I can't make no time, but I ain't fast enough instead of chasing me. Weight up on my chest, but when I let it get the best of me, shadow catching up, but still ain't catching me. Crossed by my closest people, yet they're saying they a friend of me. See, lately I've been feeling like I've been my only enemy.
I got pain in my heart, man, I need to let it go. I got scars on my soul, man, I need to let it show.
He's talking about
Feel
like
apart,
just
I
owning
fall apart in a room full of ghosts.
pain.
Monsters in my closet, life a movie, wanna pause it. Man, fuck a box of chocolates, just love me cause I'm honest. Improve, never can we lose. Homies make the news, yes, you gotta pick and roll. I never pick and choose. Spectacular, women loving my vernacular. My ex the last bitch I ever fucked, I ain't dancing up. Mama in heaven now, can't stand to lose who after her. So young Rook gotta blow cause I drown here in amateur.
I shut down the mall, no permission from my cameras. I got it, we all got it. All exotic when the weed rolls up.
Do a show about it and show them how the team rolls up. Ghost in the attic with they motherfucking feet kicked up.
Bars.
And I feel like us doing music together just brought both of our skills to a different level. And now I feel like the stuff we haven't put out yet, because we hold on to a lot, I feel like the stuff we just haven't put out yet is just out of this world.
And it's crazy, like looking back from this song to the songs we're doing now, the projects that are taking place, the people we've met. I mean, it's just, you can see the progress, and it's like very humbling. It's been an experience.
Well, talk about some of the people you met with and some of the people in St. Louis you worked with, and are there any local artists that's like some people you kind of look up to or look at that's doing something
Yeah,
big in St.
absolutely. I mean, we just started working in St. Louis a couple weeks ago, and it's always been a dream of mine to come perform here. And we did a show at Club Europe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we got another one coming up the 28th, and then for the Halloween show, and then another one in November 17th, I think, 18th. But LT Johnson, I mean, you had him on here.
Yeah, he's a great guy, yeah.
Man's intelligent.
Russell too.
Rocky,
yeah. See, I did music with Fresco Kane like 7 years ago when I was with MME doing stuff with Money Mark and all them. And back then in the day, like we cut like a 16.5 between me and one other guy. We did the track. We were supposed to have a show, actually, and a fight broke out at Juice and Jams in Hannibal, which it always happened. But so that breaks out. Then we go back to the apartment in Hannibal, make a track, and then like he was blowing up at the time. I think he was still going by Jenna. He wasn't even going by Fresco Kane yet, really. He was just kind of introducing that.
Like Dubway Fresh, right? That's,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Back in those days.
Yeah, he was huge. Like, what, 7-10 years ago? He was killing it, right? This is when you're talking about this happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then things just blew up again for him. Like, he's been, busting his ass. He's got the new song with Nelly.
Yeah, that song.
Coke Bottle remix. I mean, like, they're doing a video. They shot at King of Diamonds. Like, it's cool. And
awesome.
We've been chopping it up on IG, trying to just link up and do something together. You know what I mean? So, whatever the future holds, I'd love to link up with him again after 7 or 8 years. It's been that long. And then we're still both pursuing it. It'd only be right. It'd only be right.
That's lit.
I got into Spotify. I had to reset my password, did all that good stuff. I was cutting to you guys so you guys wouldn't see my password here. But I think we're here, so now I can...
Appreciate you pulling it up.
Yeah. So let me just search here so we can hear the one song. So talk about, like, because LT's been on the podcast, Rocky. So you worked with LT. Just talk about, like,
so
far, you're talking about how smart he is, and I think what he just has
he's
so
a
much,
genius.
He has so much wisdom because he's been through a lot
Yeah.
in his career, and he's kind of giving back to all the artists that he works with, and kind of being a mentor and kind of protecting them.
I've never seen someone care so much about the artist, care so much about, like, his shows. Like, he makes it a point, every artist he brings up, that everyone shows love. You know what I mean? And that really inspiring the fact of people sitting down, getting them to come up, and especially if you're an artist, just to show love for the performances that aren't your own. And he puts together a hell of a show. He's extremely professional, and we got some tracks on the way. Hopefully that's going to happen this week. Actually, we're trying to get one done before the show on the 28th, and then perform it.
And the show on the 28th is going to be at
Club Europe.
You're back at Club Europe.
Back at Club Europe again. Yeah.
I haven't been there yet. I heard about it, and I know a lot of great artists have been playing there. Just kind of talk. What just for the people out there? What's that club about? Like, talk about the venue.
The venue?
Yeah. Is it? Have you been?
The hospitality was great.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's
just all professional.
Right.
The lighting in there, they have this, like, light rack at the top in the center of where the stage and the dance floor is, and it just I think that's the centerpiece of the whole place. Then they have an amazing upstairs, like VIP area, bottle service, tables where you can get a booth and set up your merch and sell your merch and all that.
Is it kind of tough being from Quincy and kind of a small town coming to St. Louis to play in front of a St. Louis audience?
A little bit.
Yeah. Is
I
it
think
a little intimidating a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, being in Quincy, like, I'm really well known in Quincy, and he's really well known in his area, and you thrive on that comfort for so long that you don't go challenge yourself, push yourself into other atmospheres where no one knows who the hell you are.
Right.
And I think that being uncomfortable and doing that is where a lot of the great things that have happened for us have happened. It's just being in that element of discomfort where you really have to rely on who you think you are, and not in an egotistical way, but more, you really got to know what you stand for to go out and try to do something like that.
Right.
Because if you don't, then where's the authenticity? Because no one's going to be behind it.
Right.
Exactly.
They're going to catch the public is smart, so they're going to catch on to that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nerve wracking. I don't think the nervousness ever goes away. I think I've done like 100 shows.
Oh,
more.
no. I get nervous before every podcast or any kind of performance and get in front of the camera. But that's like, I was talking to a guy about that today. It's like the day you quit being nervous is the day you should retire, because it's not worth doing anymore, because if you're going to always grow as a person, it's always that fear, right? So if you're always conquering that fear every day of growing, then you better yourself. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
100% agree with that.
I got the Spotify put in young. This isn't you here, right?
No.
I know.
See, I got to legally handle that. Like, I got an LLC, but I haven't got the full corporation yet. We're kind of waiting until things get a little bigger to upgrade from an LLC to anything more.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. This is the page. We got to get this thing going. Yours as well.
You're on Spotify. Here it is. Check it out. Let's see. What's the track that we want to play?
Just Like You.
Just Like You.
Yep.
Number 5.
And this is the newest one out.
This is just like our most
This is our next
iconic
music
one.
video.
Yeah, we're shooting a music video for this in Florida during Thanksgiving, November 28th.
Okay, cool. We'll play a little bit of it. And you kind of talk about your vision with the song as we play it. So we'll play it for the audience can hear it.
Yeah.
So, like when you write a song, do you think of visuals for like a music video? Does that kind of hit you with like?
Since we've shot a music video, I'd say yes, like because that's a different art form.
Right.
Being put into that, I think now we see everything. Like, how can we visualize it? But I think the visualization was there in the beginning, always is, as an artist.
I think there's 2 songs playing, perhaps.
I think there is too, because it's a hell of a mix.
That did sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even catch it at first. The way that they blended together.
Well,
DJ Diggs.
Give me a producer credit on that one if you use it.
Yes, sir. Link up.
Royalties.
Yes, sir.
So you're gonna shoot this in Florida. Talk about like the visuals and stuff for the music video. What are you thinking?
Chris, you want to hit him first?
Yeah.
Well, given our last video, we approached it with a lot of performance scenes. Young Rook had the spontaneous idea of making a movie with the music video.
Like our second one.
Right. And it's going to portray a whole storyline.
Okay.
And that's kind of built within the song. We don't want to give too much out, but it's definitely going to be something that everybody should tune into.
But no performance scenes at all.
That's cool.
I really want to paint a picture with it.
Yeah. That's some of like the videos I really like watching. It's like more kind of like the storytelling videos because you can kind of watch them over and over again, and then you kind of can really get like into it. Even if you're not even into the music, you might just be into the story, and it's a good story that's going on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it, I guess, before we did Betrayed. And then thinking about Just Like You and how iconic it was, and I'm literally doing dishes in my sink. Like at the time, I'd lost my mom, my dad took out, you know what I mean, gone for 3 months, and I'm doing dishes, taking care of the house, thinking, you know, I'm tired of people seeing me like just in a one-off way. Like they think they assume all the wrong things, and or you have a past where you're trying to fix it, you know, and become a better person, which I think is the case. But I'm doing dishes in my sink. I've lost everything, and I just want people to understand that I'm no different than them. And that's the picture that we painted with the song. And I think the video should show that.
It's going to do justice.
Cool. So when you come up with a song and you come up with a beat, because you do a verse in there and you do a verse, do you ever like figure out the order? How do you figure out the order? Who's going to go first or who's going to go second? Or how do you kind of like, is that ever kind of a...
We're big into manifesting and all that. We just let it happen. How the universe and God wants it to happen.
Okay. It's almost like we'll both just write a verse. Like we'll hear a beat and we're like, this is the one.
Yeah.
Start writing. He'll have a great lead up process. Mine kind of jumped in, or maybe I had a lead up process and he just came in killing it, you know, and we almost can just hear it and almost put it together as we do it. I mean, we have planned a couple out, you know, the phone call on Scars, stuff like that.
Right.
It was unique, you know, it was a different approach. So it was, with this one, it was different. I just related to it right off the bat. I'm like, this is amazing. I have to hear it. And he's like, bro, hop on it. I'm like, let's go. And
just jumped on. That's what's so great about having a home studio like that, because then if you're like right in the heat of like your creative juices are going, you can just like jump on the mic right then and kind of record it. So
the convenience is amazing. It's a blessing, man.
Yeah,
it really is.
Sometimes I think it's hard. This is from what people tell me on the podcast. For the artists, like if you have this song, you wrote it, you got it written down on paper, but then you got to wait like a week to get into the studio, and then the week you get in the studio, your girlfriend could be doing something or something, so you might not be in the right mindset. So the energy's not there. So it's kind of like
exactly.
So if you have that home studio there that you can jump into the booth anytime, it makes it so much better.
And man, I honestly feel like the investment for an artist to really start doing their own and have decent quality is not a lot. You could spend $500, get a good microphone, a good interface, a pop filter, and some headphones.
Right.
You know what I mean? And buy the program. So you spend under $1,000 and for a dream, for something you love doing. And not to mention that all the knowledge that you need to run the programs and everything to create presets, it's all online. You know, like just teach yourself. I mean, it's that with anything. I mean, everything's learnable.
Yeah, that's especially in the age of the internet. That like anything you want to learn, like, I mean, obviously you can't be a heart doctor, folks, but you know, you can but you can fix your car if you have to. There's probably a video on YouTube about fixing your car, whatever's going wrong with it, and things like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I had a good question about the studio. So when you got started, like you were saying to get the mics and stuff, because that's the same way this was built too. Because when I first started, I had a shitty mixer, shitty mics, and then eventually over time I kept getting something better and better and better.
Yeah.
And now we're at this point right here. So
which is phenomenal. I mean,
it's beautiful
for someone just walking down, I was
this
like,
is beautiful.
Well,
Totally unexpected.
I appreciate. I wasn't fishing for a compliment, but
it's definitely amazing.
But I definitely see like the story of what I've done down here with you guys, though. So when you first started, like, how much money did you first invest into the studio?
So
if you don't mind me asking that question,
as far as like planning things out goes, like music, sometimes most of the time it just happens. But when it comes to business or intentions of like, okay, let's build something, we made a plan, like an extensive plan. I think at that point and on that side of it, it should be surgical. And so I drew up a proposal for what it would cost on the equipment side. I drew up a proposal for what it would cost on basically the material side to build the studio and everything that it would encase. So what is nuts, man, is I've had this dream for a long time. Like I said, 14 years. He's been doing it just as long. But it wasn't until I shared that dream with one of my best friends, and she was like, all right, me and my family, we're gonna back it. Shout out Diane.
Sometimes that's what it takes, someone coming in and
just having a family believe that much, and a couple guys who we had a rough growing up, you know what I mean, and it wasn't easy to make it through everything that we've been through and still be here. Admittedly, but I don't know, for someone to have that amount of faith in somebody to back them and stand behind them, it just takes a different kind of person, and a lot of people aren't that fortunate. So I mean, when I say I'm very thankful and have the utmost gratitude for that, I really mean it, for sure. We wouldn't be here where we are.
That's awesome. Do you feel, because you're good at construction, has that skill kind of helped you with like building whatever you build at the house or whatever, but helped you like build beats and build things, because you're almost like using the same kind of concept of like building with like different material, but you're building with different kind of beats, and it's almost.
I think then we get back to the manifestation. I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to the law of attraction and all that, and I love studying it. So when I see something in my mind, I took it from there and put it in the world so many times through stuff like doing woodwork and all that, that when, you get that sense of accomplishment, seeing something that was up here come into the world. And I think that's a great feeling. But the first step is just writing it down. I cannot stress how important that is. You have to write your ideas down.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that. Wow.
And I don't know. It's just it's a certain different type of feeling when you can envision something and then just I can't even understand it. It's like you black out.
Right.
I feel the same way because I always, when I put content out or I build something in, it's like that feeling of it's being released into the world is a great feeling.
Yeah.
And what's also a great feeling is sometimes you visualize something and then when it comes out better than what you envisioned.
I was just gonna say that, man.
Yeah. It's like that's even better. So,
Yeah. I mean, you could come at it with the simplest intention, and then next thing you know, you're like sitting there looking at it. Like pull up a lawn chair and let's just kick back and look at what just came into the world. Because like you said, it's 90% of the time it's better than what you expect.
Right.
But I think that comes from the camaraderie of all the people that get involved with it that help push it that extra length.
Yeah, we did some music things at the studio. We had 16 artists come in and perform yesterday at our music Sunday sessions, back to back. But it was a long day for me. It was like 12-hour day of just having these different artists come in and perform on the network. But I took a moment before it was time to clean up, and I sat there and I just looked at like the set, and I just reflected of like, you know, what I built and what we did.
And it's not often that you do that.
Right. And that's where I was getting, like, a lot of people don't do that. They don't. I think it's always good to stay humble, obviously, but
yeah,
you know, sit back and kind of reflect and enjoy the journey, because like a lot of people always like have regrets of like, oh, back in the day or whatever. But like if you don't sit there and enjoy the journey that you're on, you know,
you have to.
I think that's the most important part.
Yeah,
we get caught up in the rat race, man, and emotions and life is hard enough to manage, but trying to bring your visions in the world at the same time, you just gotta let the outside world or whatever you got going on in your head inspire what you're doing somehow, some way.
Right.
Got to feed off that energy, turn it into something great.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got the big show on the 28th. What you're going to be shooting a music video over Thanksgiving week. What other songs are you guys planning to do like a whole like album together, or are you just going to kind of release these singles? Because LT was talking about just keep releasing the singles. I think that's the way artists this day and age should go.
We were having the conversation on the way up here.
Literally.
Oh, okay.
Because
how did the conversation go?
It leans more towards that, because like I got a couple, he's got a couple, and they're too good to hold on to. And I'm really trying to hang out for an album release on 2/22 of 22. I'm really trying to hold out for an album release on that. But at the same time, the songs are relevant.
Right.
The music's relevant. It feels good. It sounds good. So I agree with that. I mean, I'm torn, honestly, between an old school model and a new school model. It's just kind of, I guess, getting hip to what people want.
Right.
Right. And how's the audience reaction been with you guys' songs? Like, what type of views have you been getting, and has there been like a lot of people catching on? I mean, talk about the feedback you've been getting from the songs you released already.
It's few and far between. I mean, it really is. I just feel like I've been reading these marketing books, man, trying to figure this thing out, and it comes down to relationships with other people.
Yeah.
And I guess we're in the foreground of building those relationships. I mean, the local followings are great, but it's trying to find traction in the relationships outside our area to create some kind of momentum for these plays to spike. Because I feel like we're not saying this in a bad way, but we're highly underplayed, I feel, and we both got something special. I know it. So it's just finding the right people to believe in it, and just slowly creating that fan base and hoping that it stays as a loyal and real fan base, not something that's fabricated or paid for.
Right.
But something that's really, really organic.
That's awesome. And so your the next project you guys are working on, like what's the next song you guys working on?
Man, dude.
There's a couple of them for sure. The first time I actually like sat down and tried to make a beat, turned out pretty good. I was like,
Yeah.
try to write a single to it. Started writing. I'm thinking that's gonna maybe be like a Halloween special, maybe a Halloween edition. But
Okay, that'd be kind of cool.
I want to. He kind of came up with the name. I called the beat Glass. I was kind of like stuck on a name. You know, I just got to writing it. And he's like, you know, I was already kind of giving a Halloween vibe by it, and he's like, Halloween. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, so there's gonna be a Halloween track coming some way.
It's gonna be lit.
It's gonna come.
You only got a couple more, like a few more days. Yeah, a week away.
But no, there's so
So
many
much.
projects that.
Yeah.
I got the song. It's called "Give You the Business," dude, and it's like this. I got this goal because like Drake sits at the top right now, you know, like number wise, and like if I can have any goal at all, it's to be better than that by some stretch of imagination, some possibility somehow. But just believing that, at least shooting for the moon, and maybe ending up among the stars.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good saying. Yeah.
You know, so. But "Give You the Business," Gone, and 555 just came out, but there's this like whole new wave of music where we're kind of slowing down and getting more conscious and sentimental.
Right.
Yeah, I want to play a little bit of that 555. That's why.
It's almost like seasonal. It's like comes in waves, you know, like you'll sit down for 2-3 months straight. You'll be going through stuff, you know, you want to write it down, get into more sentimentally, you know, more conscious.
The goal was to build an album, an independent album for him, an independent album for me, and then do 4 featured tracks split between the two. So there would be 4 tracks that are us, but we'd each carry one on the 2 of them on each album.
Is this is just the music here?
Yeah, there's
Pretty good
it's
visuals.
actually a video. I just like slow mode these 2 frames.
Oh, okay.
And then just chopped them up. It actually kind of turned out kind of neat.
You killed it though.
Now she want my digits, I gotta kill it. My premonitions of leaving you viciously. Intentions be good until I have epiphanies.
Man, he did this like overnight.
The energy, I'm just out here
I left the booth at like what 4:30 a.m.
Joni made the beat.
slowly slipping.
Yeah, Joni did, and he killed it.
Need 100 to the
I heard it, and I'm just like,
forcing my hand in this industry.
it's like a river.
Part of the plan to set aside my desires and any chemistry. It's freezing in November and you drive quickly. Make your marks on my tail, you never drive quickly. We'll leave the kids at home cause I'm wild and you like to get loud with me. Promises, how many more seem anonymous? Loyalty ain't supposed to be painting pictures of
Yeah, if you want
politics.
to rap to it, go ahead.
Oh, yeah?
Let's do it.
Now I'm optimist.
Optimistic, the character
that I play specific. Oh, hold up, I gotta remember it. North and the Pacific. I could never get with it.
Assume all you want, but
Don't assume my position. My
moves, how to's on
how to-
how the harsh conditions. Screen lock me,
Face ID.
try to hit you by FaceTime.
When you went live on IG.
Vocals in the
Front, cause I like the back scratches.
women on their
Way really got the wrong address.
must have been a typo.
You know autocorrect happens.
Never speechless for
Pictures with no captions.
I know you can't
Drive my car, quit asking.
preaching to the choir.
I know I'm speaking to the masses.
Faith to find a way to
Feel your passion.
Don't let it pave a way
On its own, cause it, and then it like drops down.
We shaped out to be different. That's the part you fail to understand
About the difference.
Kill 'em all, fuck 'em all. I leave
Uh,
a witness. Love's a
When
lie, why you
all your songs I've listened to so far, it seems like it's more kind of like laid back kind of feel when you're listening to it, you know?
Yeah, I'm starting to get, I guess, like I can snap and get really aggressive, and I was that way when, in the beginning of us doing stuff, kind of,
Yeah.
and then now I'm almost done with the anger inside, you know, I'm trying to find closure for all of it, and so I've been relaxing a lot more. It's opened up a different flow that I've never had before.
But for your artists, do you feel like trying to like figure out what hits with the audience? Are you open to like trying different types of like, I guess, beats and different things? That
I actually
like
I wrote a rock album.
Okay.
It's done, and I just haven't recorded it, but I recorded this song called Spent, and it's like balls to the wall, just bring me the horizon type stuff. And that was where I was like, man, I'm mad inside. So I just wrote this whole album for rock. But I don't know. I feel like hip hop is leaning towards rock right now. Chris puts it the best way. He's like, man, I just feel like it's not the time. It's not time yet to let it out.
Yeah. Engineer friend of mine, he was saying that like they're all saying that like St. Louis is gonna be the next big rock like scene.
Yeah.
There's something like that's what all the engineers are saying. Like, you know, there's something that's gonna happen with St. Louis is gonna be the next like rock scene. But I mean, I don't know. I see so many great hip hop artists here. And
I performed it at Europe though.
Yeah.
I performed Spin at Europe, and people reacted. People say it's their favorite, honestly. But
yeah,
bro, it's probably one of my favorites. Like, I mean, since I've heard that, even over mainstream songs, you know, I play that more than I listen to YouTube. You know, not even my own stuff. Just like
if I emailed it to you, could you play it?
Do you have it on your phone?
Yeah.
We can play it through Bluetooth. You just
nice.
You just it's the Rodecaster Pro, and we can actually play it off that.
Wow.
So. It's cool. It really shows like, excuse me. It was like more versatile. You know, like being able to adapt to the change. You know, in the self-expression itself.
And dude, classic rock, like the 90s, I mean, even all the way back to like hair bands, country music, I love it. And so being able to like dive into rock was like always a dream since this started.
And that's I mean, I used to drum. That's how I picked it up. Picked up rhythm, at least in calibration. And yeah.
It just takes off, man.
I love drums.
I love this song. Basically, it's just saying I've spent my whole life feeling like this. You know, I have PTSD from just a fucking rough life, dude. Simple as that. Just rough.
Yeah.
It's beat the shit out of me. And this song was basically screaming back at life. Like, I spent my whole life feeling like this. Like, I'm done, you know.
Is it connected? Did you see it yet?
Yeah, it's connected.
Okay.
I'm trying to... It jumps around on me.
I'll press the button again. See what happens.
There it is.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah. Man, I love this one so much.
Your production on this was off the chart.
Producing rock, too, is so much different than hip-hop. And I found that out. You gotta play with reverbs and delays so much more.
Open my eyes, I can't see. Open my mind, I can't breathe. Trapped in my thoughts, this is all just make-believe. Somebody save me, this is my shot. Know it or not, it's jumping out the pot when I'm popping a knot. But look at your position, you think you're so different. You don't even know what you're missing. I'm just out here, making my rounds, inspire my peers, and keep it locked down. Fuck what you heard, I get what I deserve. Whip around the corner, sitting low, it in a curve. I'm just out here,
I just love the build.
inspire my peers, and keep it locked down. Fuck what you heard, I get what I deserve. Whip around the corner, sitting low, it in a curve.
Whole life feeling like this, looking all around for something I miss, but it's all over, yeah, it's over my head.
Spend my whole life feeling like this, looking all around for something I miss, but it's
Layering the vocals was very difficult.
Killed it.
I don't really do right, I just
Then it
do
kinda
what
gets
feel
more
right.
rapper,
We
yeah.
ain't what they like, we don't move like the third right. Bitches in the back, pictures in they lap. I can tell you how they act, I can tell you that they chat. Got wires in they back, leaving crumbs in the new trap. Make a million off a rap, then I'm off and on the acting.
Which I really
They won't know how to act when I flip this script and make them do a back bend. Fuck around and ask them if they had that way back when. The man was a kid, no reaction. I think I actually
I remember
did a
performing this in Club Europe, and right when it dropped down right here, I just got I got down, like super low, and I looked this dude dead in the eyes and just did these like 8 lines.
Living like that, giving don't bitch.
But when it dropped, everybody went nuts.
Living like this. Bible on the dash, fuck around.
spit it in. Just live it, look there. Giving don't bitch. Spend my whole life just feeling like. Spend my whole life feeling like this. Looking all around for something I miss. But it's all over, yeah, it's over my head. Spend my whole life feeling like this. Looking all around for something I miss. But it's all over, yeah, it's over my head. Spend my whole life feeling like. The idea I have for this video, I cannot even make a video for the song yet because I need like at least 5,000 people on the stands, you know what I mean, for like that big of a stage. Because the idea for the video is to start it off as a kid and then like open up my dream to music and then kind of show the process and then eventually, you know, in the end of it, there's this gigantic show, you know, 5,000, 10,000 people, just nuts, opening up for somebody or something. And
That's visual.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I was trying to look and see if we have any comments coming in, but I haven't seen any. But
yeah, it's a good song, man.
yeah, it's
I love it.
really good. When did you make that one?
A month ago.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it's pretty fresh.
wow. So when you got back into music, you really came swinging.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. We in 2.5 months we've been all over the Midwest, traveling, Chicago, St. Louis. But where else have we've been all over the place? Just
Columbia.
traveling to do business, meet people, whether that be a show or not. We started making our own merch. We actually just bought one of the direct-to-garment machines.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Like it's on your hats are yeah.
Yeah, we did these in the mall in Como, but like the ones we're wearing now,
Yeah.
and this is, you know, like weeding out everything, heat pressing it.
Yeah.
But now we have this direct to garment where it literally prints full color, and does like 1,400 shirts on one set of ink.
Wow.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It is wild.
So then you can really make the profit off the shirts because a lot of times shirts are hard to make profit off of because the shirts cost and just the shipping and everything else is so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's awesome.
We're just trying to keep everything under one umbrella.
So the next step, you said you're doing business meetings. So is the next step for you guys try to find like a manager or a label? I mean, what
Definitely.
what would be the next step in your mind?
I think the only way I'd go label is with distribution. That would be it.
That's the
Strictly.
way Nipsey Hussle took.
But I mean, you look at like, okay, so we go through DistroKid or someone goes through United Masters. You got to watch out for like, you want to file your publishing too, because if you're not filing your publishing, you know, your BMI or whatever, then you're not going to get your royalties back if you're not filing the publishing with DistroKid and or United Masters.
Right.
Like you're gonna miss out on so many like black royalties that like the blackout royalties no one sees. And but I feel like a manager would be cool. You know, someone to help us push in the right direction and create the right relationships. But label, I don't think I'll ever sign.
Yeah.
But I mean that could change if for the right person, I guess.
Right. Right.
What do you think, Mills?
Man, I feel like I'm already signed within myself. Like
Yeah.
you know, like not that experiencing a label wouldn't be great.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
being able to stay independent
Own your masters is the most important.
and come up with the right set of people instead of the preset people. You know, like, you know, if I was to sign a contract right now, it would be like, who else am I working with? I wouldn't know, you know. And
Right.
there's a lot of ups and downs, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure the money's great too, but I mean, it's more.
The thing about a label deal is it's like a bank loan.
Right.
Right.
People
You
don't
know,
realize
most of
that,
them.
yeah.
And then they started coming out with these 360 deals, you know, where
What's that about?
the 360 deals for artists where they can basically they give away, I'm pretty sure they give away their master for a short period of time and then they get the master back after a certain point. But I just feel like giving away your masters is, I mean, where's the value in that? Because then you don't own your music anymore.
It's like giving away your shoes.
Yeah.
You gotta walk back, and
Well, there's
barefoot.
so many like artists. It's like don't even own their masters. I forget like all of them, but there's a ton out there. Like,
Oh man, dude, I can only imagine.
it was like I think the Beatles, right? The big one's the Beatles, right? They didn't own their stuff, right? Yeah,
I don't know. I think maybe so.
yeah.
I know the music industry, it's changed a lot. I know there's a label in Canada. I can't remember the name of it. I was watching a video the other day, but they let all their artists keep their masters. Never at any point do they do anything outside of that. They run the marketing for social media, and they do the promotion and all that, but that's really about it, and distribution.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, that seems like a solid deal. Like, it would have to come from somebody like that.
I would always be interested just to go online and read a record contract, because I was just always wondered what's said, all the stuff. Have you ever done that?
No, have you?
No, I never done that. I always wanted to do that. Just kind of like look through one that's actually a real one that I can kind of just see like all the different things that's said.
I'm sure they're longer than fuck.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I mean, when you sign for a house, it's like this big paper, so it's probably the same deal. When you're signing for a house, after like I'll just sign my name. I wasn't even reading any of this stuff after like the third or fourth page, so they probably own everything for me. But yeah.
You could have asked me
read the
for
fall.
I just got tired of signing my name. Yeah,
could ask me for my kidney in 10 years, and you got it on the way.
right.
Read the small print.
Right, right. Well, so do you have any kind of stories you want to share, like shows you guys done, like any kind of interesting things that's happened to you, like being on the road doing these shows? Like,
What about our last show?
The one in Europe was amazing.
It was.
I can't get away from. We've been to Chicago, like I said, a lot, and Como, and just the way they put on the show at Club Europe is wild. And it's 18 and older. We're younger cats.
yeah,
We appeal to that demographic.
yeah,
So it's nice to be in an area where it's not all 21 and older, where you got guys that are 30, 40 years old in there.
right,
Like, nothing against them. I mean, there's a lot of people like that I think listen to our music, but we're a younger crowd. What we talk about, I feel like the youth should hear.
Agree.
We try to bring substance and something of value. You're done hearing the song, you can feel better or have more insight on something.
right. That's awesome. Well, so next show is the 28th. Music video you're going to be filming in November. When are you going to release the next like single? Do we have any
With the
idea?
way we're talking about how this stuff should be, Halloween.
All right.
Halloween.
Well, I'm going to be looking out for it. In the meantime, so people can find you on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple,
everything.
all that stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
YouTube, all of it.
Awesome. Well, it was a good podcast with you guys.
It's awesome,
Thank
man.
you again for taking the time and driving all the way from Quincy to be here. It
was an honor.
It means a lot. So it definitely, when you build it, they will come. So we're definitely getting a lot of great artists like you guys coming from out of St. Louis to come be on this show, and it's an honor because they're coming to my basement, folks. This is it's a
amazing.
big studio. This is in my basement, of my house. My girlfriend's a sweet lady, and she lets me have my friends over, and we get to have the fun little podcast. And so it's
I hope
a
it
great
leads to
thing.
a great relationship, man. I look
Yeah.
forward to coming back.
Yes,
and
sir.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to you after the podcast, but I'd love to show you the studio down the street, and then we can kind of go from there. So
Cannot wait.
Awesome.
definitely
awesome.
check out the Daily Dare of Dustin Takes every day. You can do that by subscribing to YouTube and liking the Arch United Network's Facebook page. And thank you guys for watching. So
Yes, sir.
awesome.
Go dummy, go beast on 'em. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on 'em. I OD.
levitate. Going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. No pump, fake, hesitate. I been scoring every day. Champagne Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now I'm stepping up to home. Like straight out the sandlot, now I'm plotting on the globe.
420 brand clothing.